there.
Okay, we are back. We're kind of we've been kind of leveling up as our break kind of went by, and we're kind of finishing up that up right now. So for those of you who just arrived, welcome. And this is the Terra Sentia series, and let's see what are you most excited about your level up?
So because of the way I leveled up, I'm a monk with unarmored movement, and so I had both odd stats on my dex and on my wisdom, so I put a point on each, and that means my AC went from 13 to 15, and I'm pretty stoked about that. My passive perception went up, and all of my attack bonuses and stuff went up. Yeah, and now I can slow fall as a reaction, which is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
I just got monkier as fuck.
How many feet can you slow fall?
I can reduce the damage when I fall by 20 points.
Ooh.
Because that's 5 times my monk level.
Ooh.
Damn.
Okay.
Damn.
So it just gets, I just can reduce it more and more the stronger.
I didn't know that it worked that way. That's actually really clever. What about time?
The best way about this. So for her, she picked up the observant feat, which the way I've been thinking about it is that she was so sort of spacey and out of it in so many ways, and still is, but it is because she's in the time stream, right? Like she is seeing these multiple timelines and fractal universes and branching off, and it was overwhelming in a lot of senses. Right. Although she could see a lot, she was seeing too much, right? And now she's kind of learned some tricks to ground herself, center herself. I think her brain is changing a little bit and absorbing more of the information less consciously and more subconsciously in sort of this intuitive sense. So it's like she's less overwhelmed by the flow. And so through this process, she's been able to pick things out more and see what's happening. And so her passive perception is crazy high now. She has passive investigation because she's seeing these different timelines and whatnot.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that during the ritual in which you had your spirit go into Junebug, did that have any that almost occurs to me that could have been a weird spiritual breakthrough in a sense? I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean it's a shift of perspective for sure to put myself into. I mean because I've sort of looked through Junebug's eyes before, but now this was putting myself into a different neural network of a hawk, right? Even though it's a spiritual hawk, whatever, but it's I think allowed me to process things differently and kind of structure it. She's almost structuring her own brain now in a weird sense. So yeah, I think just a little more focus on some stuff.
You're building your mind palace.
Yeah, literally she just is being able to absorb it all.
And obviously you got 2 new spells.
Which do you want to know about now, or do you want to be surprised when they come out later?
Yeah. Well, so how about this? I want to know later, but let's keep it as a surprise for the viewers.
Yeah, I will tell the viewers this, is that if anyone's been paying attention, Time has sort of been working through different elemental domains as she's been exploring and expanding a little bit. So we've seen her playing with wind in the past and water and been shooting out fire, and now she's spent the last chunk of time, especially with our connection with the Kashar and whatnot, experimenting a lot more with the earth. And so her new spells are related back to that sort of domain of an element.
Yeah. And what about Ferg?
So that was cool.
Since Ferg already had, while raging, a bonus action to dash, I took Charger, which means I can use...
Is that a feat?
Charger is a feat. I can dash and then attack as my bonus action. Okay. And if I do that and I get a 10-foot run on somebody, I get +5 to damage, or I can push them 10 feet.
That's fucking cool.
So Berg is going to be a little black leather ping pong running around this battlefield.
I feel like that's really thematic with you leveling up after becoming a boar. You learned a boar charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think.
Yeah,
of that.
that's really cool.
That's why you were choosing.
I did too. I was that's awesome.
Also same days. So perfect.
Yeah.
I was just Berg is a pinball, owning the battlefield.
I must say, I never thought about the combo of the barbarian totem power of dash, or however they say it.
Yeah.
Where you have that extra movement and you can do it as a bonus action with Charger. I never actually like saw that as like a combo until now. That's
really cool.
Badass. What about Joy?
There may be some rule questions about that later. But
Joy is still conflicted about what they're trying to do when they're leveling up.
Okay.
They're debating between spell sniper and inspiring leader, because on the one hand they enjoy leading, but on the other hand they want to have a cantrip that does damage.
Okay. So
I got Eldritch Blast when I got Spell Sniper. Good shit. Eldritch Blast on a bard.
as far as I'm concerned, like there is no wrong answer. Like
I know that's the
Look for
problem.
it.
I need a wrong answer.
it's D&D.
Do even odd.
You want to do more damage, do more damage. If you want to thematically say, oh, this is how I'm being a better leader, do that.
Yeah.
you're being a leader?
So
Now that Farron's down, we need
I
one.
can lead other people.
Miss you, Shannon.
I mean, am I the most charismatic?
Say not what I do.
How charismatic are you?
14.
AF.
That's pretty charismatic.
You're the most charismatic person in our group, I think.
I think so. No? You?
15.
I can make it do 15.
Time starts giving really like empowering speeches, but then shiny objects, and then she's talking about some other powerful speech, and then
Shiny
you're like, this is
objects.
not at all relevant to the current conversation we're having, and it's not helpful.
I also feel though that I don't know, with this observant feat, I'm interested to see like how this is going to change like time interacting with folks.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It seems like you're very like much more. You'd be much more focused, or something like something's cohesing more. Is that a word? I don't even know, but the cohesion is there. Yeah, totally.
You're gonna do that Sherlock Holmes thing where you come up to a person and you're like, you had this for breakfast earlier today, and you traveled this way on this train at this time, and you saw your mother, and blah blah blah, and you're gonna be like, how the fuck did you know?
You have 37 seconds seconds in your pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
What?
and time knows because she saw it, but now she's coherent enough to actually like tell the story.
Yeah, to explain it to somebody else.
A little bit more. I still don't think that she is necessarily the best at translating it for others yet, but is starting to like at least tell the story a little better. But it's still like, even though I'm saying the words that make sense to you, and you're like, I understand everything you just said to me, I do not understand your process or how you find these things, and it could be off-putting, right? It's just like that.
How did you get
So in that Sherlock Holmes level, right? Yeah, it's like, wait, but you
It's
just
like key lime pie and a cookie.
not
good.
aggressive. So good.
Yeah,
Okay.
really good.
Take it. So yeah, I'm still kind of figuring out exactly how I want to play that out, because it's like, just because she sees and notices things doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to help her a lot. What do you-
Sorry, I'm interrupting real quick.
Please do.
So Ashleen did not see my dog Maggie, and so they just sort of looked aside.
She was like right next to me. All I don't understand, because Maggie doesn't like me. She's never gotten that close to me. So the fact that she was like right there kind of scared me. Sorry, Maggie. I think I scared her away.
It's brilliant.
that happens.
Sorry. Anyway, I was listening to you before I was terrified.
Before you were very observant.
Yeah, exactly. Not observant. That's pretty on par for Keth, though.
Also, I'm making up a new rule. When you level up, if you did burn your inspiration, you get one back.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like Bill's new rules.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say you get one anyways, even if it takes you above one.
Cool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now I have 2.
Eraser.
Okay, so
Yeah, my eraser sucks.
here's the thing. Are you going back to Kos?
No.
Okay.
We got things to do, don't we?
I think people
we
can
ever-
take Farron back for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got
'cause
to
you-
run.
Let's just strap it to the grizzly bear's back.
Faces.
I made a stretcher.
We'd be happy to take Farron back. We'll take good care of him.
And we trust these people. Like,
Y'all see like a moment before they take off. Like,
Go for it.
I was like, spicy cookie. Actually, pretty sure that laptop's hot. That's not helping. So y'all see like Time like take a moment, take out like some of her paper that you see, or like her use like writing spells and kind of notes down. But like writes a little bit of a note and like sticks it into like one of Farron's pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like takes off.
Are you gonna go for Jasper? Not that.
I'm not saying that was not included there. I'm just saying that she wrote some things down and stuck it into Farron's jacket.
Because I guess Jasper's still pretty young. How old is Jasper at this point?
2?
No.
I think 4-ish. Because I think like we had our sexy time pretty early on, I think.
Because you saw three future rituals, and one there was nothing, one was pregnant, one had a child.
Oh, okay, so very
so okay, I'm assuming like one or two.
Yeah, it might be early. I seem to remember there was still breastfeeding happening. You're right, it was early. Still, so so between the 1 to 2 range, I think is probably from what we've talked about vaguely. Okay. So yeah, not reading yet, but also you're not entirely sure what Aaliyah of the Knife is in terms of the time sense. Doing reference.
Definitely saying no.
Yeah.
Do you want to eat that? No. Okay.
So does that mean you're going straight to Kragst?
We have to while the blessings are still within us. I don't feel like we should waste time.
Do they have a timeline?
We don't know.
I hope not.
It's fair.
Well, they did say early on that they will not last forever.
We just don't know how long they last.
Okay.
Is the problem.
Can we trade? I really like yours. One of those.
I don't have the spell one. That one's Ferg. Mine is just moving really far, and then I can do cool stuff with my staff. Or I get Eldritch Resistance. Those are the ones I got.
If I could give them to you, I totally would.
Time just run at you, and you run at me, and then maybe for work.
So to Kragst you go. Everyone roll a d20.
You guys, this whole time I've had the boon of luck, so I should have been adding d10 to abilities, saving throws, and attacks.
God damn it.
Well, now you remember. It's great.
I know, right? What am I doing? Is this a ability saving throw or an attack?
No, this is just a d20.
Just a d20 thing?
Mm-hmm. Flat.
9.
Mm-hmm. This is are we having a random encounter, question mark?
18.
Okay.
Bees.
So
Does this do these blessings let us get out of the Kashar? This isn't Kragst out.
No, Kragst is almost dead center in the middle of Kashar. So that's
been a while
that's actually a good question. So Fisher, could you hit the information button?
Yes. The technical button. That's what it's called.
That's the map of Terra Sentia as we have it written out, made by the wonderful Ashley. And then I sort of circled exactly where Kragst is for the viewers, just so you will know. And
wait for it.
You said we'll be right back.
No, it's transferred.
No, yeah, it was coming. I hit the one next to it on accident.
We were right back, technically.
So there you have.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Now I remember. Sweet.
So it's up on a massive plateau. And so first of all, what I kind of want to start out as you're getting closer and closer to Kragst, and this is definitely opening it up to everyone, but mainly to Ashleen, because you've put a lot of thought into the Orcish people and
I've been writing orc stories because I almost called him a show because Daniel was like, you should write orc stories, and I just started writing them.
You should write orc.
So what I want to ask you is now, we all know that Kragst is up on this huge plateau. Mm-hmm. We all know that there's a body of water up there that kind of like flows down and creates like a massive waterfall. That aside, what can you tell us about Kragst? Like, what is everyone kind of walking into, and what do they start to see?
So, can I just start telling you guys how I pictured it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's what I'm asking.
So basically, like the only way to get into Kragst, because of the forest around the plateau is really thick, and it kind of backs up to the edge of the Kashar. So like orcs can kind of go around and up, but if you are stuck in the Kashar Forest, it's the only way to get up to Kragst is to either climb a sheer cliff face or to know the way in. And the way in is there's a pond at the base of a waterfall. It's a large pond, but it's not a lake. And there are kind of these bioluminescent mushrooms growing all around it that back up to the cliff face right there. And if you know where to look, there's a path. And you can follow this path along the cliff face to the base of the waterfall. And so this is where, like, I probably should have talked to Bill about this before, but this is where I, in my head, imagine the part where you need to be an orc to get in that there's some kind of veil you have to pass through behind or under the waterfall to get into Kragst.
Oh, just
and
like,
it tests you. Like it
DNA.
tests it. Not I don't know if DNA tests you. I think it more tests you like in a heart type of way or spiritually.
a little bit tougher than getting through the terrain to get into an inhabited village.
Exactly. It even tests orcs. It's just orcs have that connection to the mycelium that this veil can feel. So basically, what it's going to be testing on all of y'all is your that connection within you to the mycelium and to the orcish people and to the Kashar.
Cool.
So
Sold.
Basically, you're walking through like a veil, and Keth is honest with y'all. He has never met anybody who's tried to walk through it that wasn't an orc, and he doesn't know what happens if it doesn't work.
Let's find out.
But yeah,
He doesn't know where you go or what happens to you, like straight up.
Ferg is like, let's experiment and figure it out.
It's one of those things that like orcish kids are always like, ooh, this happens or that happens, you know, like, oh, you get sucked into this like underground dungeon where they just leave you to rot forever and like that kind of stuff. But like nobody actually knows. And Kat's not going to share all those like weird urban myths that kids scare each other with to you guys.
Ferg already knows all of them.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, none of that is true.
So, so I'm assuming that you like gain access through the pond. Mm-hmm. So describe like where does the pond lead? Like when you.
What do you mean?
They just did.
I know. I was taking care of something else. I apologize.
No, yeah, you're good. Sorry. So the river like that we walked along at the beginning leads all the way to this pond, which is the base of a waterfall that's coming down this sheer cliff face. That's the plateau. Okay. And basically, unless you're an orc and if you're stuck in the Kashar, you cannot go around because the back of the plateau is like on the outside of the Kashar Forest, kind of. Like you have to be able to go outside of the Kashar to be able to go up the other way. So your only option is a sheer cliff face or to know the secret way in, which basically, if you know where to look, there's a path that leads you around the pond along the cliff face to the base of the waterfall, and you have to pass through the waterfall, and it tests your resolve, your spiritual resolve for the Kashar and the mycelium. And so the orcs have no problem passing through because we have that inherent connection with the mycelium. Got it. And Keth was just very honest with his friends, being like, I do not know what happens if you fail. Like, I've never met anybody who's not an orc who's tried to walk through this path.
We won't fail.
So there you all are. And I'm gonna assume that, you know, for like someone like Ferg, who probably already knows this sort of test, versus some of you who may or may not know it, and maybe you're describing the process as you're sort of like working your way up.
Oh yeah, Joy's just like
to the waterfall. There it is. I mean, like you kind of see like as Keth describes the path around. You can kind of see, oh yeah, the path kind of like disappears in the waterfall, and you see where to go. The question is, are you going in?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Ferg looks at Joy and is like, we'll be totally fine.
And Keth kind of just like stops really quick. He's like leading. He turns around and faces y'all and he says, my friends, like, you've proven yourself to me and the Kashar time and time again. I know that you will make it through this veil. And he like turns around and leads you in.
Mm-hmm. Keth looks only slightly guilty.
Trepidatious, I'd say.
Yeah,
a little bit of both.
Keth heads in first, followed by everyone else, and you feel almost the exact same feeling as when you went into the caves inside of the Grove of the Ancients. You feel that sort of cool breeze hit you, and because you're covered in water, it almost like sends a shiver up your spine, as if for a second you're freezing. And you feel sort of like a sharp spiritual awakening as you feel something kind of light up inside of you. Everyone, I would say, except for Keth.
It burns a little and kind of tingles?
It burns a little. It kind of tingles.
And like, they make medicine for that.
Yeah, right.
And then the only thing your mind's eye can sort of really visualize in that split second is the ancestor that accepted you as who you were and who you are inside of the Grove of the Ancients. And as quick as it came, it goes away. And you find yourself walking in completely unfettered.
And you find yourself in a very wide, large tunnel that is very masterfully carved, like almost to the point where you're kind of like, did orcs make this? This looks a little bit...
I can investigate this. I have
this
stone
looks a little
cunning.
bit too... Like, the stonework is not the orc level of craftsmanship.
Yeah, well,
it's very well done.
And we heard about tunnels that the dwarves may have built, so...
Right.
Well, we're pretty sure that this is the city, one of the...
One of the citadels.
Citadels.
Don't you get an advantage with rock stuff?
Yep.
Yes.
So you get 2 deep, yeah.
Oh, well, that's a little bit better. So, that would be investigation. Okay, so that's 16.
So, oddly enough, you're you kind of think you're not really sure, but Joy essentially, you confirm, you're like, no, this was definitely not made by dwarves.
Oh, okay.
Wait, not by dwarves or not by orcs?
Not by dwarves.
Okay.
Yeah. Where you're traveling right now, this is like, I don't know. Maybe there was a collaboration, maybe, but ultimately, this is not of dwarven design.
Yeah, I think the most shocking thing to you guys, why it doesn't look orcish, is you haven't really seen any stonework anywhere.
Yeah. Can I roll history to see if I remember reading anything?
It's mostly wood, right?
In the orc.
Yeah, you mostly see wood things, that's why.
Such.
About what?
About who actually carved these tunnels.
Sure. Absolutely.
24.
Well,
Good
this,
Lord.
now this kind of makes sense. You remember reading that when the orcs first retreated into the Kashar, they were desperate to gain some level of safety and gain some level of and actually like not completely regress to the point where they were just running scared all the time. And the dwarves did pay them a visit, and according to the historical logs, they have been paying them a visit for quite some time, and they it read that at a certain point the dwarves did help them build Kragst. They did help them actually formulate Kragst so that it was much more secure, much more safe. There were pathways that led up, both in public and in secret. Again, most of the pathways that are in public, like you said, are around the outside of the border of the Kashar. As a matter of fact,
but we know they're safe because if anyone tries to take a path into Kragst like that, they get the Kashar turning them around and they're not going to make it, you know? So orcs, we have that safety.
Yeah.
This is ancient orcish stonework.
Very much so.
And if you were to do a history check on the Vale, you would find that the original Dothbar and Kesha, the whole group of them, collaborated on that spell together.
Nice.
Yeah. Whatever the Vale is, Keth doesn't even know what magic was done, but that was done by the original Dothbar and Kesha as a group.
Sweet.
Yeah. And so in this well-made tunnel, that was a collaboration of orcs and dwarves, you see growing from the ceiling and almost like stalactite formations, mushrooms that are also lighting your way. So it's a very well-lit, very spacious tunnel for all the big orcs to get through.
I was hoping my dark vision would finally come in useful.
You can't see in the dark.
Yeah, exactly. Orcs do have dark vision canonically, but we...
I can totally see in the dark.
The belt.
Points my belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, on that.
And so,
on that note,
when Keth turns around and sees all of you guys,
totally has a beard right now.
That's amazing.
Just want to be clear.
When
A
Keth
normal
turns
beard or
around and
feather
sees that
beard?
you guys all made it through, he just gets this huge grin on his face and is like, I cannot wait to show you the glory of my people. And he kind of starts taking off down the tunnel like this excited little school kid.
Ferg is like, yeah, let's do this.
So the tunnels very much lead. They start to sort of in certain spots they start to spiral upwards, and in certain spots they start to switch back upwards. But ultimately, what's happening is that you keep going up and up and up and up. until
Roll to see if you're winded.
until you
See any rooms as we pass, or we're just
My constitution's fair.
So the rooms that you see, they are they're open the door.
Toasty.
It's hot in Fort Louisiana.
It's
Yes.
By our standards.
not just hot, but swampy.
It's been raining
Very,
and
very
hot
humid.
all day.
Humid.
Yeah.
And I didn't get that good a sleep because Maggie is very, very scared of thunder, and so
Oh yeah.
I did not wake up.
I
It definitely woke.
The thunder woke me up.
yeah Maggie. I woke up with Maggie like actually clawing my face.
Oh.
Yeah, she's
Poor
just
Maggie.
she just keeps coming up and then she just
The-
like she's practically like laying on your head.
Hey, you hearing this?
Yeah.
That was not.
I was not.
Thanks.
Let me hug you.
Thanks, Nick.
So, so to answer your question, yes, there are rooms off to the side occasionally. They seem to be somewhat like maybe guard rooms, like ancient guard rooms, but you know that they're not.
And Kath even explains to you, like, when the war was bad, and we were getting attacked from the sky frequently, like, and our people were a much larger nation, we would hide a lot of our young and, like, elderly down below Kragst. And so a lot of these rooms were used for that and for storage, but our nation has dwindled, so they're, like, kind of in disuse now.
Yeah. So it's just a bunch of like open storerooms.
Totally.
Like,
And
smaller
occasionally
guard rooms.
you'll see patches up on the ceiling where there are no mushrooms. It's like a big giant rectangle. And looking closer, those of you who can see actually see like holes in the ceiling from a sort of they're it's basically like a bamboo wood that's like made flat but with holes in them, holes big enough to fit spears through.
Ooh, murder ceilings.
Yeah.
Murder ceiling.
I'm all for that.
And as you progress, you keep going up and up. Your everyone's like thighs and calves like get to the point where it's like just achy. You've just been like,
I'm walking on the fucking ceiling. What are you talking about?
I mean, you're like, but even so, I
He's
mean,
a
like,
little winded.
yeah, even so, even if you're walking on the ceiling,
I don't actually wouldn't do that because I don't want to ruin the mushrooms.
yeah, I was gonna say that's disrespectful.
I'm walking on the wall, but my head's like right next to Ferg, and we're having a conversation about something.
Okay. And you can see that there's light up ahead, and as you get to the end, everything opens up, and for the first time that the sort of canopy that is the Kashar is just not up here.
You see the sky.
There are trees.
Whoa.
There are, you can see them in the distance, but they're in like concentrated clumps. Ultimately, this is very, very flat and open. And
beyond that, you see the tops of trees.
yeah, absolutely. And the sun is ever present. It's actually quite hot up here. And this is ultimately, I'm going to say like Junebug maybe is like doing a little bit of a circle up top, but this is ultimately what you see. And you all come out
Nice map.
right here into this area here.
That's the southwest corner.
Mm-hmm.
Or waterfall near us? What's happening right
The
now?
waterfall is falling right down there.
That's where we came in.
We came in under the waterfall.
Yep.
Or now at like the top.
Yeah.
Cool.
We switched back up.
So all these trees are you can't necessarily see them unless, of course, I mean, like you can see the trees down there. Ultimately, they're super far below you.
Yeah.
But as far as like in
Hundreds
front
of
of you, like this is the most developed city you've seen since you've been in Kragst. Like it's honestly, it's really gorgeous. Like you can tell that like a lot of buildings are empty, but like it's just like a beautiful like craftsmanship. Like you can see towers and tiered buildings in the distance. And like if you were to go to the center of the city, there is a giant meeting area that the orcs used to use as neutral ground. That is just a giant red and blazing sun. And at this point, it's just kind of a fuck you to every single human airship that flies over Kragst and can't land. They see the red sun nation emblazoned there, and they can't do anything about it. I don't know.
Yes,
Yeah.
I like that. Sorry.
Ferg is also impressed.
So I'm assuming, and obviously you've seen that I've sort of chicken scratched out some words that aren't relevant. But I'm assuming that you're making your way kind of like further towards the center of the city.
Yeah.
And as you do that, you begin to see slowly, but eventually, more and more dead orcs. And I'm describing them from a distance,
seems
but
bad.
basically a lot of them are in sort of small yet concentrated heaps of bodies, and that's all you see from a distance. I'm assuming that you're sort of like viewing them from a distance, unless you tell me otherwise. And there are more and more.
No, the
bodies
second that
as you
Ket sees the
progress.
first group of bodies, he's going to run up to them.
Yeah. Are they
Enjoy too.
decayed or are they fresh?
Well, that's what you're about to find out. When you run up to the pile of bodies, I would almost describe them as both decayed and fresh. And,
Separately or on the same body?
that is a really great question. Because when you get up there, you're kind of relieved to see that some of the bodies are moving. And you take like a
I feel
deep
good about
breath.
this. It's fine.
And then sort of a crazy sort of appendage like whips and lashes out at you as you sort of run up to see what's going on. And we're gonna roll for initiative real quick.
Bill, you know,
These are our friends,
I know
the
I killed a lot of
Lobstars.
orcs, but you're killing like the last of the orcs, and it hurts a little.
It's designed to.
I just don't want it to be more blunt.
Could you grab me the monster manual, please?
I'm putting a D10 next to my dice because I'm rolling my D10 with all my
Yeah.
attacks.
What the F?
Oh, shit.
I got a 15, viewers,
Woo!
on that initiative roll.
Oh yeah, I got a
Oh, sorry, that's a 17.
12, so I have an 11.
19 on the dice, 20 on the sheets.
Rebor N94. I'm not
Okay, so you're
following you.
19? Wait, no, you're 20.
Yeah.
I'm actually at 18. I'm sorry, I forgot my initiative went up.
Oh, nice.
I rolled a 2, which means with my initiative bonus, it's a 3.
Okay.
That might be spit old German all over my notebook.
I mean, with me, that would have been a 1.
Unless
So.
we get sponsored by them, in which case.
It's a
Give me
very,
an
it's a very
notebook.
classic Connor dice roll, especially when rolling initiative or attack or anything else.
How does Ferg feel about heights?
Ferg is fine with heights.
Okay.
And
Trying to think
you
what might be
had
distracting.
18.
That's all I'm saying.
I did. Billiam, what have you rolled?
I think Ferg is thinking back to all of the Blobtars that we fought earlier.
Yep.
And is like, fuck, not this again.
Again.
Kath is gonna get all pustuley again.
Hey, I'm not going to touch him.
You just walked right up to it. It's touching you.
Okay, I didnn't know that they were going to be blobby, and in my defense,
I
Blobby,
also don't
blobby.
know that they're blobby.
if you were in
I'm making
Vorheim, would you not run up and try to help dead people or like people that might be needing help? You know what I mean?
Not what I've seen, what we've seen in the last several days.
All right. Well,
know.
I don't know if you guys know, but I
will.
made Keth's new feat always ready to die.
New aspect.
New aspect, yeah. Always ready to die.
That's terrifying. Why are we in next group?
Such-
You guys are just going to go this way. It's
Okay. I put
I'm
me
just
down-
at
put me
peace
down
with
at
the
12.
with my
12,
death, and so
excellent.
I'm always ready to die. I'll always step in the way of
that
harm.
way. It sounds better than always ready to die.
You can interpret that however you want.
I'm at peace with it. I'm ready to die.
Well, in a monk way, I'm always ready to die. You know.
You're always at
You're
peace with that.
super disconnected from your body at this point.
Acceptance of your mortality.
Yes, and acceptance of the fact that I'm part of a grander design, and I'm gonna go when I go.
Berg.
Are we
Yeah.
the baddies?
Interesting.
We are the baddies. Apparently, someone says we look tough as shit, and we.
Yeah, I don't even want to respond to that. Yeah,
They're not viewing
But we are
anymore.
baddies.
Yeah, it was confusing, and I just was like, is that trolling or is that I just let it go?
Yeah.
I presume they're cool. Thanks. Sure.
Yeah.
Thanks for compliments.
I mean, they
Whatever
stopped
they
watching
mean.
like forever ago. So
Yeah,
That is-
whatever.
This was a new day, wasn't it?
I generally feel like if you're on the chat and you're not going to make yourself understandable, then you don't really deserve to be commented towards.
Yes.
So that's my. I mean, I don't know. I feel it's weird if someone's gonna. Context, people. Context. Okay, so this appendage sort of like lurches out at you, Keth, and are you?
So it's getting a surprise thing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And are you hit by a 15?
That's my new AC, Bill.
Okay.
So yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just got it though. Didn't help yet.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, my AC didn't go up.
That's fair.
Same.
Mine neither.
Mine went up 2 points.
Fucking baller.
What is your
No,
AC?
my AC.
Oh wait, no, never mind.
No, far from that. It's 10.
There's a lot of rolling going on
I
over
don't.
there.
If I'm next to something bad, we've done wrong.
Yeah.
So let's not do that.
How much damage?
Also, why
Bill?
these things
Okay,
I'm really excited
so-
for. I'm just like, you get over there.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, I'm about to
Hold on a second, y'all. So, so the appendage lurches out at you and kind of latches onto your ankle, and it begins to turn. And then that's when you realize that this isn't an appendage like an arm or anything like that. It is the sort of melted together flesh of several orcs.
So I'm looking at like a blob Taurus.
You ever watch The Thing?
So it's like a blobtar, except
Not willingly.
Envision about 5 or 6 of them melting together, and all of their like
So it evolved.
appendages and mouths and
Or devolved.
eyes are all in like different spots on
Good times
this
for you.
sort of
Flame.
amorphous creature. And when it latches onto you, it actually begins to turn your flesh like it.
Do I get to make a saving throw?
You do not. It hit you. And you're taking 22 points of damage.
Shit, I gotta take saving throws before. Also, like, we're all gonna die, y'all.
Yeah. I thought blob towers were gross. This is gross.
I know.
Right?
And,
You don't get saving throws against these ones.
well, actually, you are rolling a saving throw, and that is a strength saving throw. Because
I'm grappled.
It's essentially pulling you down to the ground.
Okay. I get to add a d10 to this because I'm lucky.
Yay, lucky.
I'm a lucky bitch. That is 18 plus 4.
22.
Yeah, you succeed. It does not pull you down.
Cool.
Yay!
And now we are going to go up to time.
By the way, guys, that took me way more than half in one hit.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, yeah.
throwing that out there. Do
It's time.
not let it touch you.
It is time.
Not letting it touch me.
I know. It's always me that gets touched by these things.
It really is. Like, is that an aspect you took? Like, always touched by bad thing first?
So is it like
I like to punch things.
grappling him? Is that what's happening with Kath right now?
No, I just won that. So I'm not. Why?
I don't know.
No, it is not grappling. Basically, the creature reached out, it grabbed Keth's ankle, it began to turn your leg into that like putrid, amorphous, sort of fleshy, whatever. You pulled away before it could pull you down to the ground. The other thing that happened too is that its sort of body opened up in a way where
They tried to Kirby me?
where it and I don't know what that is.
Yes.
Yes.
It's more like
No, so its body opened up to the point where it's now beginning to say a variety of like pleas in words, and it's coming out in like gurgling and screaming and basically like it's like a bunch of orcs like dying and pleading for help all at once, but they're not even making any sense.
Oh, I'm totally picturing the fusion experiments from Steven Universe now.
Totally fair. And
that show has a lot of body horror.
and time,
Yeah, I love body
you
horror.
realize that if you get any closer to this creature, it's actually affecting you mentally.
Yeah, no, time is not at all getting closer to these creatures.
Yeah.
There's zero.
That is the last thing time
I'm
wants.
gonna because I'm gonna say you two kind of ran up ahead, right? That's what I heard.
Yeah,
And so
we were like,
I
we're gonna go
pictured
check
you-
on these people.
I pictured you two both Joy and Time kind of staying behind.
I was a little bit behind, Kath.
Like
Yeah,
what's a little bit behind?
Like
Like I have more movement.
You have more movement. I would say like
by like 30
True,
feet.
I'm waddling.
So
I'm waddling
I'm gonna say
behind.
both of you are about 25 feet away from this creature. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Where you
40 more
are.
minutes.
So it is
what are
within
you doing
120 feet.
given where you are.
It's my new spell
So
range.
she sees this thing like starting to like writhe and move, right? It's kind of like pulsing and starting to like get up, for lack of a better term. It's not getting up, but it's moving and getting ready to like be mobile, right? It's like coming at us now.
Yeah.
And Time's like, no, I've been practicing on this. This is great. She pulls out this like little thing that she's made sort of in the last couple days, like from her pouch, which kind of looks like a little clay fist, right? A little hand.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of like holds it in her hand, and the ground underneath that thing kind of like you see, because you're right next to it, you see it like almost becomes like a little liquid for a moment, and Time just does this as an earthen hand reaches up out of it and crushes down onto it.
Yes.
And holds it, like grabbing it.
So what has to happen for attack roll, anything like that?
It would make a saving throw for strength, which it fails with a 1 based upon my fortune ability.
Uh-huh.
So it takes 2d6 bludgeoning damage as this thing grabs it, and then it is restrained.
Okay, interesting. On
that note, that's garbage. 4 points of bludgeoning damage, but it's fucking restrained.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Maximilian's Earthen Grasp, in case you're curious. Yeah.
Right on. Okay.
New spell. Right. I was like,
And
It fails.
you said it's restrained.
it is restrained.
Okay, got it.
So just like this fist is just like holding it down there.
So after Time is Keth.
All right. So this thing just grabbed me, and now it's being like held by this hand.
Yeah, so it grabbed you. You did pull away, so it's no longer like touching you or anything like that. However, when you start off your turn, I am gonna require you to make a Wisdom saving throw, as the sounds that it's making is actually gnawing
You make your
at
saving throw.
at your sanity.
Are you sure you want to use it for that? Because I have a
100%.
D10 I can add to it.
No, she wants you to get out of there. This is like she's freaking out. She did
Okay.
not like being like hawked. She's like, my
Yep.
friends. She saw something really terrible happen to you, and like you actually hear her. The way she does this is like, as the words start drawing you in, like this is like Orcish, like it's in Orcish and kind of like wrapping your mind. Time uses the Orcish that she's learned and you've taught her, right? She starts like calling you back in Orcish, like distracting you and pulling you back, like, no, stay in this moment, stay here, like remember the games we played, get out of there.
Focus.
Yeah.
Keth kind of like
I'm happy with us, get out of there. These things are terrifying.
focuses on Time's words and shakes his head, and with resolve grabs his staff off his back and tightens his fists around it. And he says, I've seen so many of my people die these past few weeks. I can't take it anymore. And with like all he can muster, he basically just like swings his staff down on top of this like blobby
You
thing.
have advantage because it's restrained by this massive fist.
I had advantage and a D10.
Yeah.
So, and all that I'm going to add to that is that when you're saying that out loud, it's in a way like repeating it back to you in a very gross, slurpy fashion, but also in a way where you don't think that it actually understands the words that it's saying back to you.
It's just like
anymore.
mimicking me, kind
Yeah.
of. Creepy. So you guys heard me say that in Orcish, and then the creepy blob thing started mimicking it back at me in like a fucked up way. That is an 18 plus 9
Absolutely, you hit.
plus 5.
Continue hitting. You're still hitting.
That's a D8.
Just one continuous long hit.
Of course, I roll a fucking 1 on that, though. That is a D8 plus 3. So that's 4 damage.
4 damage, yeah.
And then
It's so sticky down here that the paper is like sticking to the back of my hand as I write.
That happened to me when I was looking through the book too.
I don't like it.
yeah, and then I'm going to bonus act. Well, I'm not going to punch it because that's stupid, but
You need bracers.
all right, I'm going to bonus action disengage from it because I can do that because of the other feat I have with the walking.
Good. Also keep in mind, I don't know if that spends anything for you, but it looks like as it's like writhing and roiling underneath it, like tentacles are kind of moving out, like the fingers of the hand are kind of like adjusting it, and it looks like it's making it difficult for it to try and like accurately like whip out a thing that's kind of like constantly holding the
Meaning
thing
if
down.
it does get an AO on you, it's going to be at a D.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can just do it for free as my bonus action
Yeah, I just wanna make
because
sure
of
you're
one of
not
the
using a
blessings I
resource,
got.
right?
Yeah, it's not a resource.
Okay.
It's
That
from
seems
the
like a
thing
key
that's
point
letting me
thing.
go 30 more feet too.
Oh,
So
nice. Cool.
it's just as a bonus action, I can disengage or dash.
Go
It's also
30 feet
for
up the
everybody
wall.
else, though. Listen up.
So yeah, I'm just gonna bonus disengage, and I'm going to basically back up a few feet, but keep myself between the casters and this blobby thing.
So, as you start to back up, I need you to make a strength saving throw, please. As you feel as though the ground that it's sort of like kind of in the middle of, and the ground that's surrounding, becomes sort of Play-Doh-like. And it sinks in to the point where it's almost as if its very presence is sort of melting the
Can I make an
ground around
acrobatics
it.
check?
No, strength saving throw.
Okay.
Guys, it's gross.
Yeah, that is the thing. It is basically that, but it might have to be work.
It's more about your body weight kind of sinking into it and attempting to pull yourself out of it.
Right.
Is it though? This thing is just, I mean, just saying. You don't know what's happening right now.
That's a lot. I made it.
25?
Yeah. So
25 plus
23.
4. 29.
So you pull yourself out of it. Now I want you to imagine that this first 10 feet in back of it, it's difficult terrain. So it's as if you move 20, but you have plenty of movement anyway, so I'm sure it won't be.
I don't think it's difficult terrain for me because of my shoes.
No, that's not how those
This
shoes
is
work.
That's how that works?
absolutely
Okay.
difficult terrain, no matter what shoes you're wearing.
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
slurping you.
Yeah.
So
Your shoes
an
just
extra,
make you stick.
another 10 feet is difficult terrain, is what you're telling me?
The first 10 feet you move away from it is difficult.
It's 20 feet.
Yeah.
So I basically move out of the Play-Doh. And I still have 50 feet of movement.
I just went to a giant circle for fun.
And then I do a lap around everybody and I go back so I'm between myself.
Perfect.
Like, you good? You good? You good? Cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
basically I freak out for a second, really quickly run around y'all, and then I'm between y'all again.
It
All
was
this in 6 seconds.
totally a Family Guy moment.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like holding my staff on my head. I was like, this is disgusting. A little bit of a rage. Fuck the world.
Yeah.
It's fucking my people. All right,
little
baddies,
bit.
hit us.
Is it me?
Yep.
Yes.
You best
So,
believe.
Does it have to be?
So what I'm going to say
D10
is
saving
that
right now.
let's see, restrained, grappled. It basically spends all of its movement as the fist is holding it, that earthen fist is sort of holding it down. It spends its entire movement seeping out of the fist. And
if
it,
it's just
and it
squeezing
basically
jelly.
moves about 5 feet away, but then its turn is done. So it does move closer to you.
Yeah.
But it literally has to use like all its movement. And I will say normally I wouldn't allow something to do that with that earthen fist, but because this creature is so liquid and amorphous, it just
It flubbers right out.
Yep. And it begins to, and you can feel the ground beneath you start to sink a bit as it starts to get closer to you. And we will move to Joy. But before we do that, so Kath's got the boon of luck, is that right?
Yeah.
Look that up.
According to what I wrote down, boon of luck, D10 to ability, saving throws, and attacks.
Right, you missed one part of that. Once you use this boon, you can't use it again until you finish a short rest.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's my bad.
Cool.
Well, I've used it twice. So.
No, it's fine. I that's why
Apologies.
I was like,
Just
I
gotta
was
take a
questioning
10-minute
that, and I
nap
wanted to
instead.
clarify.
Yeah.
So
It's good that it's a short rest. Oh, that's why we kept joking because you were getting all the long rest stuff still, and I was getting all the short rest stuff. It was hilarious.
Yep. And then, well, I did get the one.
Good thing we were all there for that.
From the Term of Heroism. Which,
Yeah.
if I miss, I can just choose to hit.
Mm-hmm.
right.
Which will be happening in the battle.
Okay.
All right.
Joy, what you got?
I'm going to summon a spiritual
miss.
weapon between us, between Keth and the globule monster.
Between Keth and the globule monster or Ferg and the globule monster? Because
Who is
Ket's
closer to
long
it?
gone. Oh, Ket's like
Oh.
50 feet away from it now.
Oh no, I ran around.
Yeah, they
them.
ran back.
I'm between the casters and the blob, but probably behind Ferg because I'm not looking that great.
So behind Ferg, how many feet?
5 feet.
Okay. Yeah. So,
Okay, then in front of Ferg.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not
spiritual
ditching
weapon,
you.
and it's gonna
You're between us.
it's gonna be whacking at it. Yes. So
go ahead and
let's
roll.
see.
With your misty sword.
20. 15 plus 5.
Absolutely hit.
All right, let's roll a 1. Hey, a 7. Okay, that's 10 damage.
10 damage.
Nice.
And now we'll use my actual action. And Sacred Flame it.
All right. And it has to make a dex save.
Um,
So failing at this.
yes.
9.
It's a fail.
Yeah, because this is
So you take.
It's whatever your spell.
So it's D8.
Yeah,
It
so-
just takes D8.
D8 damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it has to have a 15. Oh, 8.
Holy shit.
Nice.
I'm just like no.
It looks a
don't
little bit
like this
meltier
thing.
now.
Yeah.
And how far are you from the creature? I know your spiritual weapon's like
25
on top of
feet.
it. You're 25 feet.
Yeah.
What is your passive perception?
Passive perception. Oh, actually pretty good. 13.
13. Okay, never mind. Are you doing anything else?
I'm perceiving. No. Yeah, I'm gonna use one of my inspirations. Where'd my pencil go? There it is. To cast Bless on everybody.
Wait a
You
minute.
can pick 3 people.
Was that from one of the blessings of the ancient orcs?
Bless? I've always had Bless.
I know, but so you used your action to cast Sacred Flame. You used your bonus action to cast
Yeah.
Spiritual Weapon.
You're out of spells.
You're out of spells for this round. All you can
Oh.
do is move at this point.
Oh, yep. Then no, I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Not gonna move.
Cool. Then after Joy is Ferg.
Yep, you're right. Whoops.
Question about this charm of heroism.
Answer about this charm of heroism.
Does it cost anything to activate it? 'Cause-
I don't think so, but let me look it up real quick.
cool. Because we were talking about like its duration is 1 encounter, so
It is once per short rest.
no, it's once per long rest.
It says short rest right here.
Oh really?
Don't argue right short.
Yeah, right short, dude. You're a
Whoa, whoa,
barbarian.
whoa, whoa.
Don't question it. Take them short so you can get them.
Well, but you said the duration of the charm of heroism was like, or an encounter, and then I have to short rest before I can use it.
That's exactly what I said. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yep. Sticking to that.
Yeah, because it sounded good.
Yeah, allows you to give yourself the benefit of a potion of heroism as an action.
Okay.
Once you do so, the charm vanishes for you, but it is, of course, available if you take another short rest.
Yeah. Also gives me 10 temporary hit points.
Yeah. Are you using that?
Yes.
Okay.
We are going to use that. So I get 10 temp.
And do you know? Okay, you wrote what the potion of heroism does.
10 temp and acts as if I have the spell of bless on me, and then if I miss, I can choose to hit, right? Or that was part of the other.
It was part of the other one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I get a D4 for stuffs.
Okay. Perfect. And we love you too, Abby.
Okay,
I
so
not
that
see
was
that?
my action.
No.
How far away from me is this thing?
How far away? 5 feet.
5 feet.
Yes. It was 10 feet. It sort of seeped out of the stony fist,
Yep.
and now it's 5 feet closer to you. So yeah, it's about 5 feet away from you, and you feel yourself kind of like almost a little unsteady on the ground right now.
Yeah.
Oh, and make a wisdom save, please.
Saving throws get blessed, right?
They do. Oh, but you would have to make this saving throw before you use the charm.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
9.
Aaron for now is dead.
Ruh-roh.
Me no likey.
That's one of the things you got.
Yeah.
All right, interesting.
I've been saving that.
You might have to retcon the charm.
Okay.
But
That's totally fine.
keep this in mind. So, you may not take reactions until the start of its next turn. I need you to roll a d8 for me.
I'm liking this less.
It's mentally fucking with you.
8.
8.
I really don't like this. Insta kill.
No, it's not.
I know.
Make an attack roll, please.
Am I adding any bonuses to this?
Your regular attack roll.
18.
Roll damage.
I guess it'd be the stone hunt.
Yep. Yep. I mean, if you had that weapon in your hand.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Always.
When I see dead things, I'm like worried, and also I don't have anywhere to put it. I always have to carry it.
We're like 8s.
Whoops, 6s. Thanks.
No worries. I was like, wait.
Why'd you have to catch it?
Because we're good about rolling.
Right?
I know.
We're honest players.
Yeah, that's kind of the point, right?
Yeah. And so that attack roll was actually way higher. But
Ooh.
12.
So you hear the creature kind of coming towards you, but you also hear the creature coming directly behind you, and you turn around and swipe, and you do 12 points of damage, unfortunately, to Keth.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, and you actually kind of realize that in the moment, and be like, "I'm sorry." Yeah.
No, as
You're
I
doing
see
great.
a stone pencil hitting, I'm
I'm at
like,
5.
I didn't. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like a soft little like shit.
So that was your action.
Yeah.
What would you can take your normally scheduled turn as you see fit. But that one thing kind of derailed your thought process.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
But an orcish. Gross. Gross.
Pretty gross.
I mean, translation, I love you, I just want to be close to
Okay,
you.
so we're gonna bonus
Get in
action
my belly.
rage,
Transition, but I'm
Okay.
such a nice guy.
and then move back 30 feet.
Okay, as you're moving back, I need you to make a strength saving throw. Luckily, you raged.
Rage!
Yes. What does that add to my strength saving throws?
Advantage.
It's advantage.
Okay. I haven't fought as Ferg in a really long time.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, I don't remember how to barbarian.
I remember how to solve riddles.
That is a 20.
Okay, so you said you moved back 30 feet?
Yep.
Okay, so in reality, you basically just moved back 20 feet, so that it is still difficult terrain, but it didn't suck you into the sort of like quagmire of whatever was causing the sort of ground to sort of sink in. So yeah, you move back 20 feet, and then I'm going to say that's the end of your turn unless you got anything
Am
else.
I out of the...
You are.
Cool.
However, you are still, it's still that the noise that it's emitting is still affecting you.
Cool. I mean, not really, but...
Yeah, so
But cool.
we'll get to that when we get to that time.
Cool. You see kind of like, if anyone's paying attention to the time, like her kind of like over there, like focusing, and she like does this motion, and the hand changes direction and grabs that thing again. Because it only moved 5 feet away from it, right?
Right, of course.
Cool.
Yes.
So strength saving throw, please. Just throw things at it. Just saying.
I was trying to, but instead
I roll a 4.
Cool. It is on lockdown again and takes another 2d6 bludgeoning.
Yep. So restrained, yeah.
Yep. 9 points of bludgeon.
9 points.
Magical bludgeon, thank you.
Yay, magical bludgeon.
Yeah.
Glad
You actually see kind of go like the fist kind of like full hand slaps like you're going for like a nasty fly, like, and then kind of like gathers it up in the fist and like and holds onto it. Like it's not supposed to get away if it grabs it.
Yeah. And the fist this time it sort of separates about about 1/4 of its mass from the rest of it. And so the creature becomes a little bit smaller, and the other half of its mass literally fizzles and starts to sort of acidically decrease.
Sweet.
Cool. I'll take that. First
Yeah.
And then passive perception wise, is there anything weird going on for time like around us? I was like 20 for times passive. Now that she's observant. Extra observant.
Good question. So
Shit that I should be worried about primarily.
yes. So you see that there are some other dead pile of bodies, and they look to be moving in a similar fashion. Some are just sort of like roiling on their own and not really going anywhere, but a few of the piles are slowly making their way towards the noise that you are all making.
She calls attention for everybody. Like basically like, the like we've all been training and, friends together for years, being like, bogeys, boom, 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 like calls out like where they are, and she moves like
There's
back
another
away
thing.
from them. Yeah, okay, great.
You think that there might be some movement in the trees way far that way.
Okay.
Like good movement or bad movement?
How would I? What's the difference?
I don't know.
It looks like dance and it's really fun.
The festival.
There is a what's it called? There's a blessing of unicorns that are just partying.
And so she then I don't know if he moves back as much as she can, but she maintains like 30 feet distance from it, basically, and away from wherever else like other things are moving in towards us. That's kind of the goal.
Should we get the fuck out of here?
So you're staying within 30 feet of this creature.
Yes.
Yeah, for spell reasons.
Yeah.
Burn it with magical fire.
I don't know
what
if we
I've
need
been
to
thinking.
burn it with magical fire, if we should just run.
I think we should burn it with just normal fire.
I don't have fire, but I can,
We can
cast
change
Pass
that.
Without Trace. So
I will say that some of you are noticing now that this creature does move rather slow.
So is it my turn now? Are you
It is.
done?
It is. your turn.
So basically, when Keth kind of like you shout those out, he's like he looks around, sees that there's more coming at. He sees like the movement in the trees. Like you pointed all this out to him. He kind of just like turns y'all and it's like, I think we need to regroup. Like I don't think we should stay in this clearing making noise right now. And he he basically calls on the spirit of the orc chieftain again and imbues his staff. Uses inspiration.
I don't think we need.
You don't think we need to leave?
How many did I see rolling towards us?
2. One is about 50 feet away, and one is about 55 to 60 feet away. But they're both in opposite directions.
Okay. Well, we'll table
And
that.
there's
I'm still
several.
doing this,
There's
though.
several other, but they don't seem to be moving towards you.
Yeah. Do you have a whale?
What do you mean?
You have a whale.
Oh, of course I have oil. Like cooking oil?
Like oil that will burn.
I have alcohol.
That's magical enough.
Okay. Well, yeah. That's a good thing.
Throwing it out there. And you also have any range attacks? You have advantage on it. Darts.
Poison
If I
darts.
use my inspiration thing, can I inspire my darts instead of, or it would only be one dart that I can do the inspire thing on?
Yes.
That sucks.
Hit it. It's held down.
I don't know what to do, guys.
Well, make a decision or go on dodge. That's my request.
I will draw my d20. I'm just gonna imbue my staff with the whatever it's called, and I'm gonna use 2 of the charges on it to give myself bark skin.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
So my AC is 16,
Ooh, that's nice.
and I can't go below 16.
Your
Drop my d20.
AC.
Yeah,
Oh, got it. Okay, cool.
I can read it. Sorry, I looked it up earlier.
Are you moving at all?
I am
Right now,
go-
you're now the closest to it.
Are there any buildings around me?
Great question. From here, no, but about 25 feet that way, you start to see a lot of built-out yurts that are like interconnected.
And the 25 feet away from me, like, is that away from my friends or like towards my friends?
It's
And we're all next to each other, sort of ish.
yeah. You kind of are all in the different in the same area. I will say that it's definitely near some more sort of piles of bodies.
I don't want to go over there then.
As a matter of fact, the more you get to the buildings, the more you see that there are more dead bodies.
Okay. Am I close enough that it's going to get an attack of opportunity?
No.
Okay, then I'm just going to back up and kind of get away from Ferg this time.
Okay. How many feet do you skedaddle?
I'm going to move 15 feet away from it.
Okay. And let's see. Yeah, so you're just outside of the range of its sort of like all the
Play-Doh-y.
the gibbering cacophony that it's sort of like.
I got out of it last time. Yeah.
And so you said, what did you say, 50 feet?
15.
15. So
I don't want to move any closer to those other things, like that far away from my friends.
totally. Okay, so you power your staff, your skin hardens, and you move 15 away. The baddies.
Monsters.
So it takes all of its movement to, again, just seep out of the grasp and moves 5 feet closer to you, which now it's about 15 feet from you, and it's done. Joy.
All right. I'm going to.
And the other, so what did I say? 50 feet.
And then 60 feet.
And then 60 feet. So now it's 30 feet and 50 feet closer to you.
One move 10, one move 20.
No, both move 20.
Mm-hmm.
You said 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to have my spiritual weapon whack that guy again.
Bring it.
And. Oop. Oh, 10. Crap. Don't think that'll hit.
You roll a 10?
You roll a 10?
No, 5 plus 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I hit?
Yeah.
These things are not fast.
Slow as molasses.
Literally.
Oh, that's not great. 6.
6 damage.
Yeah.
Magical force damage.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It slams down with an odd fleshy sploosh.
Ooh.
Fleshy pieces of it. Like sizzle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. God,
It's splatter, right?
Fleshy Sploosh is the worst metal band.
Yeah, they are.
They're the best. They could be the best. There's like a small percentage chance, but if they're good, they'd be great. Okay. Joy, are you doing anything else?
Yes, I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on the bad guy 50 feet from us. Or, sorry, 30 feet now.
Oh, got it.
I'm gonna go. Blam. Boom. Does it matter at all that this is radiant damage too? Since these are like undead things?
It doesn't matter at all. Meaning that it does normal damage.
Yeah.
Roll your damage. It failed.
No, good.
3.
Yeah, you sort of like focus like a beam of light from the now present sun, and it just begins to sizzle. For how much damage?
Just 3.
3. Cool.
Yeah, it says laying.
It's less of a sizzle and more of like a simmer.
Yeah. It's
A light char.
It's the exact opposite of the smell of bacon.
Did you remind me of slugs at all, Bill?
Broccoli?
Slugs.
Like if I salt it, are they going to shrivel?
You can certainly try.
I don't want to waste my salt on that.
No.
Not the good stuff.
Not the good salt. I have to trade the
Also,
iron bags for
I
that.
don't like the smell of bacon, so the opposite of the smell of bacon, I'm like, is that good?
Yes.
I'm just gonna say, like on it, I think the average person enjoys the smell of bacon, so that's why I just said the opposite of bacon.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And what else do we
Vegans
know?
that hate bacon or something like that, they just went, "Oh wow, that's awesome."
Hate bacon.
Who doesn't want to
So
eat
this thing is 15 feet in front of me.
Yes, it is. And the first thing you're doing
Well, the opposite
is
of
you're
yummy
gonna make a
cooked
wisdom
flesh should be
saving
gross
throw.
rotting flesh, in my opinion.
As the
Is the ground
Right?
splotty?
Yeah.
Not
it
vegetables.
is. Oh no. Where you are, it is not.
Awesome. Okay.
This is the only thing you have to contend with.
Yay, whiz. Yes.
Murder.
You hold your shit together.
Oh yeah, we're gonna murder.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit out,
We're gonna actually need to check on that. With my great intelligence, do I think Blade would do any good damage to this?
You do think so. It is a mass amount of liquid flesh. So it can suffer from necrosis just as bad as any other creature that's like fleshy.
Yeah.
I choose my words real carefully.
Fleshy.
Real
I
carefully.
love my fleshy bad guys.
Yeah.
I said I moved back 15 feet.
You didn't, but you're saying that now? You were back 15 feet from the creature. That's what I understood.
Yeah, and then I'm moving back another 15, so I'm 30.
Done.
To start with, you know that there. I don't mind.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not done moving. If they're slow, does that mean they have a good constitution?
Not really. Just murder it.
Murder it. Cool. Bonus action blight.
Casual blighting.
Casual blighting.
Casual
Berg is
blighting.
just like...
So here's my con save. I rolled a 6, which means I didn't do so well.
Didn't do so well.
So you can roll damage.
Okay, DC 15 on that. I was like...
It's gonna hit me again.
No.
Okay, I can't take another hit from
Oh.
Especially
Holy
blight.
shit. I need a lot of D8s.
Yeah, no, it's blight is awesome.
Oh, my bounce back.
Here's 2, the blue and the green.
How many do you need?
8.
Yeah.
I forgot how good blight was.
You forgot.
Yes.
Oh, boops.
I'm
I
drinking
can't
to
read
that
it. You
just
just have
because
to
I want
throw
to.
it
That was
closer.
god awful.
You reached for it, and it kind of landed.
Ferg also, this is the first time Ferg has ever cast a spell, and they don't really know what they're doing, and they're like, die?
It's like,
And
blig it.
when you say die, the actual spirit.
Oh my
holy
God.
shit. So,
Oh, okay.
The actual spirit of the
Once
orc
it's a
that
war,
had
17.
sort of blessed you, Connor. You said die, but instead, what came out was this spiritual resounding die, 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 just echoing.
Oh, yeah.
And
However, orcs cast blight.
yeah. And how much damage did you do?
They just glare.
Right, great.
24, 36, 40, 43 points of damage.
It completely dissolves.
Desiccated egg.
Yay!
It begins to sizzle, but then it begins to actually dry up, and the moisture sloughs off faster than you can actually see,
Yeah.
to the point where it's just one big hunk of like solid flesh with very little water in it, and you can see
So
the
it's like
dust just sort of like
Ball of
It's like being an
slowly
Applebee's.
just blowing away in the wind.
Nice.
I so love
my
that.
grandpa
It
likes a
also
steak.
makes me feel really, really like,
I mean, you're welcome.
yeah.
we got another half an hour for grossness. It's gonna be great.
Joey kind of perks up and was like, I recognize that.
Cool. Well, that was my bonus action.
Yes, it was.
That was oh fuck.
I guess now as my action, I'll use Charm of Heroism.
Okay. You are empowered. What is it? 10 temporary hit points.
10 temporary hit points and blessed.
Awesome.
And where's the nearest creature?
The nearest creature is now 30 feet. It's 30 feet and then 50 feet.
50 feet.
Yep. So 30 feet off to your left, 50 feet off to your right.
So I'm gonna move my last 15 feet to make this one 45. That one.
Okay. Got it.
Cool.
After Ferg, time.
It is time.
It's time. The good news is you got a little wiggle room to
a little breather.
kind of get away, but bad news is they're slowly but surely sort of roiling towards
That was
you.
your-
That's fine. Let's see what happens here. Check my jams. on
These
this.
two are Ashleen's.
Thank you.
This one is definitely yours. That one.
Yeah, let's do this.
And that's yours too.
So the hand is kind of just sitting there, like cracking the knuckles a little bit around, but I'm leaving it alone currently. So Time kind of sees these things, does some little Pythagorean theorem in her mind, and kind of and looks at angles, and basically like looks for just like a small rock or something kind of nearby, like it's nothing crazy, but just like basically goes and goes bam, and it flies on a line that's straight between the two. And the first one, let's say whichever one's closer to you, it's kind of the aim, whichever one's closest to us, is the first one that has to make a dexterity saving throw.
I failed.
Cool. Then it's going to take 3d8 as that thing slams through it. As catapult gets cast, basically, and it slams that object through.
That's 6 times more than my club can do.
Cute. I need one more.
My club sucks.
You
You need a better club.
Yeah, do better.
It is literally made out of a branch.
Ooh. Damn. Yeah, we're rocking it. That is a 7, 7, and a 3, 17 points. I'm going to leave that there because I'm going to use this again.
That was...
and then kind of continues, like, moves back from, the best triangulated kind of position for a little bit and kind of like, keep like Ferg between as many as possible. And also not too close to them.
Yeah. So right now I'm hearing that you two have sort of like, in a triangular fashion, kind of moved away to the point where like you're keeping as much distance from these creatures as possible.
Yep, that's the goal.
But Berg did it knowing that this one is probably going to move 20 feet towards us, and then I'll be...
Yes. So, what do we got? Time after time is Keth. Woo! So Keth, the closest one to you is about 25 feet away.
25 feet?
Yeah, you can hear the volume, the audible volume of this creature kind of picking up as it gets closer and closer to you. It's not quite on top of you. It's not affecting you mentally, but you can feel that sort of like building, like kind of almost as if your spine is just sort of like starts to tingle from like the base of it, and it's like not
trepidation.
Hasn't quite hit your cervical area yet. But.
Okay, so I would like to move so I am 19 feet away from it.
I'm sorry, what?
I would like to move so I'm 19 feet away from it.
19.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Cute.
I don't want to get any closer to it than necessary, but I want to throw my dart not at disadvantage.
20. You can be at 20. I like that.
I was just...
That's cute.
I was just being facetious.
I would like to make sure we do not do multiples of 5. That'd be fantastic.
You absolutely do that.
Okay, and I'm going to make an attack.
Also, hello, Chug-a-Chew.
Not good.
Are you hit?
Most likely, yes, but I'm ready.
Unless it's real
with
terrible.
An 8?
I am not hit by an 8.
Barely. I think 9 is probably what you're aiming at. I'm guessing 9 or 10 right around there.
I'm going to say that the dart got really close to it, but it sort of, in a V fashion, split its body and it went clink off the ground.
Ooh.
Bill, I have a weird question.
I'm going to give you a weird answer.
Do I see any animals around?
You see a shit ton of elephants.
For what?
That was my weird answer. No, you don't.
I happen to see a hawk overhead. That's kind of.
Although we do now know something about elephants.
I will actually say you do see a normal amount of bird of prey. You know what I mean, like a hawk or two, and in addition to Junebug, which at this point you've kind of you can't pick out Junebug
actually cast
with amongst the other birds, like you can't like distinguish them. But yeah, there's like 3 birds in this sort of like huge area now.
Yeah, cannon.
As far as other animals are concerned,
Like ants or large cockroaches.
They don't count.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Sorry,
going
animals
to.
rights activists. Ants don't count.
I'm going to move next to Time.
So okay, got it. So in Time, you have plenty of movement. So yes, absolutely. You zip next to Time.
You just sort of show up and you're like, hi.
Spiritual weapon.
So
I Naruto run everywhere. That's how I move so quickly.
It plays the music whenever you run too.
It's those creatures. So they kind of mindlessly sort of like roll their sort of flesh towards you, and you can hear their sort of like chittering and fucking crazy gibbering. And one of them gets about 15 feet from you.
I cast minor teleport.
That's adorable. That's against our rules.
Way against the rules.
There's no teleport in this campaign. So and then one of them is 35 feet away from you.
Okay.
So 15 feet away from you.
I don't teleport you for 17. Yeah.
35 feet away from you.
Okay.
And
those are both much closer than my preferred range of 100 feet.
Totally. And one of them opens up a sort of mouth.
Gross.
And then inside of that mouth, it opens up another mouth. And then a massive glob of flesh gets spit at you.
Ooh.
You're fine.
I dodge roll.
And are you hit by an 8? It sort of hits like right behind you and sizzles into the ground, and it makes a pit about like half a foot down.
You're like that one, but bad.
Okay.
No.
And
Yes.
that is its turn. So now we begin with Joy, and so I want you to start your round off. As you can hear this, the sort of crazy cacophony of like sounds that it's making. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
18.
And you're good. You hold your shit together.
Oh yeah, I'm wise as fuck. I'm used to voices in my head.
That's not my voice.
I was like, wait a moment. I haven't wronged you before. Why are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to believe the term is yeet myself the fuck out of the situation. Move my whole 25 feet in the opposite direction. Or
Back towards the crowd of us.
yeah, I was gonna say I guess not the opposite direction.
Triangulate.
The Pythagorean direction.
Yeah,
Not the direction.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Chugachu is raiding with a party of 7. I've never seen that before.
Yep.
Welcome, Chugachu.
Yo.
Yeah. And I am. So then now that is within 20 feet of where the old one died, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm moving my spiritual weapon to bash that one.
Okay.
And then the further one, I'm turning my sacred flame to. So first, spiritual weapon,
So Sacred Flame.
fuck.
What's the distance? What's the range on that?
120 feet.
Oh, is it really that far?
Yeah.
It was 60, and then I just doubled it with my feet.
Okay. So what'd you get on
Got
the
that one? Yeah.
on the
I got ass. That's 11.
I think
That's
hits.
11 is
Yeah.
it?
Man, these things suck.
I'm the only one that didn't hit it.
Yeah. I mean, they suck and they're super fucking cool.
I'm really hurt.
4
To
again.
be fair.
4 damage.
Yeah.
It's cute.
All right.
It's nice.
And then the other one, death
Yeah.
save.
DC 15.
I do not make it.
Okay.
Garbage.
Surprise.
Okay, that's
D8.
Yep. Boo-doo-doo, that's 6.
6 radiant damage as it sizzles into its gross body.
Yes.
And after Joy is Ferg.
So how far away is the closest one from me now?
It is about 30 feet.
Perfect. We pop out a javelin
Ooh.
and look at it.
It's been a while
in
since those made
its
an appearance.
multiple eyes, and we're like, I don't know which one to look at.
Don't look at them.
Yeah, it's a fair point. Don't.
Do not look
It's a bad idea.
Yeah. So we just hurl javelin straight at
I
it.
stare right in his eye, and then his other eye, and then all his
Yeah,
eyes.
with a 12.
I'm absolutely hit by 12.
Oh.
So I forgot to tell you, you can permanently mark that dart off because it rolled over your dart and it is no more.
Oh.
It sucked it into its existence.
And
It's
it
okay.
sizzled it until it was gone.
If it's a dart made of stone, I can make you another one.
It was made of wood.
Then I can't do shit.
Man, I permanently lost
What
two
I meant to
darts
say
so
was,
far.
are you hit by a
That sucks.
17?
I know.
I really want to cast Manifest Alkaline.
Manifest base.
D6
Yeah.
plus 3.
All your base will belong to us.
Neutralize.
Hey,
reference
Chugachu,
so far.
what's you said you just got back from D&D in VR. Is that virtual reality?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a thing. Also,
I mean,
they said it like
I
20
guess I
Like
knew it's a
plays
thing.
your
I just don't
character,
hear
right?
about it all that often, so it's fascinating.
I think it's one of those things that's like a newer, like, I don't know. VR hasn't been around. That it's not. I don't know. I feel like the technology is just getting to the point where you can do shit like that.
right.
You know?
Nintendo VR came out in the 90s, and it was great.
No, it wasn't. It was awful.
Objectively the best.
You were barely alive in the 90s.
And
I was
I'm assuming that
7 months old when it ended.
Exactly.
sizzles my javelin away.
Yeah, the javelin sticks into it, and it survives for a time, but then the body slowly just roils over it, and then it's just gone.
Because I have 19 more where that one came from.
Jesus, where?
Everywhere.
He's got a 23 intelligence. He's worked this shit out.
That's fair.
For the record, it's 100 gold to find out.
And it costs you 200 gold.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I think I have. Oof.
You
6.
You can't afford Ferg.
That's fair.
So I haven't moved yet.
You haven't moved.
20 feet. Triangulation. Doing the mathy thing.
Oh, one of the crunchy ones.
Yep, perfect. After Ferg.
Ferg and Time are just shouting equations at each other.
In Gnomish.
Oh my
Sure.
god.
Yeah,
actually,
actually.
It's a science language we've already established.
What do you
I
mean
feel like they're
dwarfish?
better at math
Solid.
than for Orcish.
apparently understand Gnomish now for some reason.
Oh, do you not understand Gnomish?
At least, like,
Enough to math.
pigeon gnomish.
I know enough Greek to math.
Pigeon Gnomish.
So I know enough Gnomish to math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you got?
Cool.
Theta Gamma.
So, curious on any level of like a kind of a passive intelligence, like a investigation or whatnot. Like, would there be like an element that would harm this thing more than something else, perhaps? Like that I might make any assumptions on from like what I'm seeing is in terms of like the way the acid is kind of rolling out or what we've seen. Like, out of curiosity.
So, do me a favor and roll me an intelligence check.
Just for that intelligence.
As far as I know, yeah.
Cool. 21. Roll the 17 and die. Bam. Oh, 3.
Yeah,
You know-
17.
You think all things are created equal when it comes to this thing?
Cool.
It's just the slow-moving tank of fused together flesh.
Nice. Also gross. So
And Joy, as you got closer finally to one of the creatures, you're like, you said I got closer than I wanted to get to it. You realize that some of these creatures that are fused together, they're not just orcs. There are some dwarves in there too.
Oh, I get real.
I knew they were visiting.
I get real offended now.
getting dwarfy. So all right. So at that point,
Still bitter about the dwarf knife.
These things didn't move close enough to like the fist, right? Because you were really close to my earthen fist, but I don't think you were that close.
I would.
I was about 20 feet away from
I would
it.
actually say that at this point they sort of accidentally moved away from the fist since you. Two
Yeah, no,
were sort of,
we're
like,
drawing
going-
them away.
yeah,
Is kind of
exactly.
what I'm imagining. Because I can move the fist, but like that doesn't mean it actually grabs them yet. So, cool. So I'm just leaving it, cracking its knuckles, doing weird stuff over there, or making like really rude gestures at them. Whatever.
I mean, it can make a rude gesture in every language you know.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How I'm imagining it, at least. So Time kind of like whips her staff around, and like the diamond on top like glows a very like crimson color as like it manifests into this bolt of fire that fires off of them. This orb, if you will.
The closest one.
Yeah, the one that we've been hitting.
Yeah, the one that spittled at Joy.
Yeah. Got a chance that I crit on this would be fucking awesome. Nope, but I'm gonna hit it. It's a 9 on the die and then plus a bunch.
Yes,
so.
it is. Yeah, it's a hit.
But that does give me a 3d8 fire damage on it.
First
Wait, 3D.
I've been
Chromatic orb?
Oh, chromatic orb.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Is this the
That's why I was like orb like.
first time
Sorry, I'll
Joe's
be more
been
clear in my descriptions.
don't think you've
Ooh,
attacked
damn.
me.
That is another 17 points of damage.
Joy's
7,
now
8,
very
and 2.
No, okay, I've been hurt before.
Killing these 8s today. We're keeping these 8s around.
I can see
You, though,
I
can
can
be
see
better.
erased health.
2.
I think that was one of the ones that I rolled too.
Okay,
So.
well, that one's just, it's got to keep the averages somewhere.
Yeah, you kind of blow a hole in it, and then its body sort
Blowhole.
of fills it in.
Yeah, it looks a little smaller than
It looks a
did
little
not.
smaller than it was
Cool.
before.
And I
Did
kind of
not
maintain,
say
like,
blowhole.
keep that moving back, like, kind of thing.
You call it blowhole.
honestly, I've got plenty of range on this. I'm making sure nothing weird is coming up behind us at this point because we're kind of like doing a little triangular exit strategy.
When you look behind you,
Great.
You see that. Now, I kind of want to, before I give this description, I want to ask.
15 feet, 25 feet, 40 feet.
I wanted to ask all of you, kind of on the map, like in what direction? Now, say that
Where did the slime monster
you are
touch
all
you?
sort of like right around here.
Yeah, so we had sort of come up from the southwest corner, heading up into that right-ish.
Yep. So where are you headed?
I mean, imagine we saw this thing, we were approaching it so we're kind of, when we first saw the first pile, right? And then we're kind of backing out, I think, the same way that we came in a little bit is kind of what I imagine, but depending on, unless these things...
I agree, like in a regroup type thing, like we were like, whoa, what did we get into?
Kind of idea was planned.
Why would we go farther into a city we don't know?
When you say backing out roughly the way you came in, are you going back this direction? Or are you going this direction?
Well, I think we're probably going towards what we know and saw already. I don't think we're going to
wherever the switchback
new area,
brought us.
right? So, yeah.
Got it. Okay, so time, as you're backing up here, what you see is basically two people approaching you from this thicket of wood and this thicket of wood. So two here.
4 total?
4 total.
Okay.
Are they melty?
No, they actually seem like solid humanoids.
Mm-hmm.
So what type of humanoids they are?
Good question. One's a half-elf, 2 are human, and one is maybe has a little orcish blood.
A dwarf. Oh.
Okay, so I kind of do the same, kind of draw attention for the crew as looking back, yell out friend or foe as I'm kind of still holding my glowing staff.
Oh, they look pretty threatening. They have weapons in their hands. They're kind of approaching you crouched, like they were trying to be stealthy, hoping that you wouldn't see them as you were backing up.
Mm-hmm.
So and now that you see them, I am going to actually roll them into initiative, and you can put them. You can put them as shadows.
Oh,
great!
It's a lot less offensive than I was going to write.
And you can put them in at 15.
Oh.
So time, continue your turn. So you did the chromatic orb, and as you were backing up, you were kind of like checking your, checking your 6 o'clock, and you realize, oh shit, 2 of them are kind of coming at you. Now, I want to be clear and say that they are about 60 feet away, roughly, on both sides of you. So they're not really too super near you, but they're getting there.
Still though. So then my move actually ends more next to Ferg. Right? Kind of back to back, okay, this is happening.
Yeah.
Keep aware. I'll fill you in.
And I will say that the time whistle, I'm going to say that y'all know what that means. And you immediately look around and you see those 4.
Yeah,
I just noticed the other 2 looking around, and I'm like, that's what that means.
Yeah, it really just means attention, right? Alert.
Yeah.
Look around.
Are you done?
Yeah.
It's Keth's turn.
All right. So
people you can punch.
Keth is hurt. He sees people. He sees these blobby things closing in on him. He basically is going to get triangulated with his friends, back to back to back, and say Joy, get on us. And he's going to use his action to cast Pass Without a Trace, which he can do for free with his staff. According to the things I wrote down, it doesn't cost any charges. It just is an action.
So I will say that if you cast this now, while you're in sort of open, even open air, you're not going to be able to sort of make a stealth check and hide unless you get to a place where you can
it specifically
hide.
says a veil of shadows and silence radiates from you, masking you and your companions from detection. For the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you, including you, has a +10 bonus to dexterity stealth checks and can't be tracked except by magical means.
Totally.
So I just put us in a cloud so we can't have spells cast on us.
The general rule for stealth is that you have to get to a point where you you have an
You
opportunity
lose eye
to
contact
hide.
with
them. You're not
You
seen.
lose eye contact from them. Yes, I agree that like you get shadowy and not very silent, but you are still going to be visible. So
Okay.
I'm just letting you know that just in case you wanted to do
Even though it
something.
says masking you and your companions from detection, like
So the
if I get
spell
put
is
in a
kind of
cloud.
doing this, but they're watching you put it on. Right, so it's kind of like you're making eye, like it doesn't.
It is
block you
masking
completely.
you from detection, and that translates into a +10 stealth check. But I'm still not going to give you the opportunity to make that stealth check until you get to a point where you're actually hidden. Which we could. It basically you're still operating under normal stealth rules. It's just giving you a +10 when you eventually make.
But
the
we're
stealth
not
roll.
obscured from them in any way.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
I'm not going to do that then.
Yeah.
That's
so I
stupid.
just wanted to be fair so that you not waste your turn because do you know what I mean?
Yes. Okay, I'm going to change what I'm going to do. Plan B.
Is the Wall of Thorns thing still on?
Yes, that's what I was going to do instead.
Well, if you cast both.
Well, I can only cast one because I can only do one as an action right now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure because the charges
triple
cost an
count.
action too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm basically
Activating object.
I can make a wall up to 60 feet long, 10 feet high, and 5 feet thick. I would like to do that around us in like kind of like a U in the clearing we're in. So it's like guys on the side, blob tars, guys on the side. Does that make sense? 60
So I
feet.
can go around and come in. We're funneling. We're trapping ourselves in a thorn wall.
So
Well,
so hold on a second, just
bit.
so I'm clear. So blob tars are coming at you from this direction. Okay,
are we on? Okay.
you're retreating,
Mhm.
out here, and then from here and here, you got two guys.
Oh, they're on
kind
that side of
flanking
us.
you. Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're in the middle of a triangle.
So that didn't make sense. So now,
Yeah. Well, okay, then I'm just going to encircle the two blob tars that are left with the wall of thorns.
that is absolutely possible.
And
they're
that'll
close to each
be 20 foot diameter and is up to 20 feet high and 5 feet thick. So when the wall appears, each creature within its area must make a dex save.
I am ready to fail my dex
Lol.
saves. I have an 11 and I got a 19.
The 11 does not make it because mine is a 12 and the 19 makes it.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I'm just using my key save DC because I don't know what else to use. Is that fine? It's like a wisdom based DC save.
We'll stick with that for now, but
Okay.
it might be different.
Okay.
Different in your favor. Different.
I need some D8s. I need
Don't we all?
4 more.
I wish I did. I'm not built to do damage.
So the one that failed is going to take full and the other one's going to take half.
Okay.
That is 8, and 8 is 16. Plus 2 7s, that's 14, plus 16 is 20, plus 6 is 26.
No. You mapped that totally.
What do you mean?
You said 14 plus 16 is 20.
That's 30.
30.
Ooh.
So 30,
36.
30 is the total. So 36 is the total.
Nice.
Thank you for
Yeah.
listening to my out loud math.
That's why you got to do it out loud.
I'm not good math, but that's bad math.
Yeah, I'm terrible at math. So
okay.
one takes 18 and the other, right?
I got it.
Yeah.
I totally
Yeah.
got it. So
and
the wall of thorns like springs up, and I'm gonna say because it's so thick, you actually don't see what happened.
Mhm.
So I will just kind of like blanketly say that.
Can I tell you one thing about the spell really
I'm
quick?
ready.
Basically, a creature can move through the wall, albeit slowly and painfully. So it's basically taken down to a quarter movement.
Yeah.
And then
Movement?
yeah, it says 1 foot for every 4 feet of movement. The first time
That makes sense
terrible
if you're
for this.
fighting through.
It's very rare for 5th edition, actually.
Yeah.
It's usually just like difficult terrain, half.
yeah,
It's rare.
it's literally quarter movement. It
makes
says
sense.
1 foot per 4 feet of regular
That's
movement.
kind of
Furthermore, the first time a creature enters the wall, so when it tries to go through it, or it ends its turn in it, the creature must make another dex save,
is going
and
through.
if it takes 7d8 slashing damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one.
oh, so this thing's
So
not
if
making
it
it out. It's
basically
probably
if
not
it tries to
making
go
out.
through the wall, it takes another 7d8 slashing damage, and it has a dex save possibility of not hurting itself.
And these things don't seem intelligent enough
And then
to
if
know
it
to
ends
not
its
move.
turn still in the wall, it takes another 7d8.
So
Yeah.
I do have a question that I may have neglected the last time you used this. Is this a concentration spell?
For up to 10 minutes.
Good times.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But concentration, no.
It is concentration,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
up to 10 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which is like a lot of combat rounds.
Okay.
Yes.
Like 6.
So the wall goes up. Time may or may not have heard a distant splat. And
I'm used to that.
are you moving?
I'm gonna stay like back to back to back with my friends. I'm bark skinned up, like, you know,
You're staying close to the main pile of companions.
no,
Cuddle
that's
puddle.
stupid.
No? Okay.
I mean, when you said that, I was like, someone's just gonna like drop something on all 3 of us. I'm basically gonna move so that way, like, I'm out of line of sight of 2 of them.
Yeah.
Like, basically, like, there's a big circular wall of thorns now. I want to move so 2 of them can't see me anymore. Does that make sense?
So
Like, if I put a big
allow me to repeat what you just said via map. So the wall of thorns popped up around here and encircled the creatures. You're moving, you all were moving this way.
Yeah.
So you're going to try to move on.
Well, how far away were the blob guys from us? I thought they were only like 30 feet.
Yeah, they were pretty close. So you're going to move on the other side of the wall of thorns.
I just want to basically put the wall of thorns between myself and 2 of the guys, the shadow guys.
I now understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Totally possible.
So, like, 2 people can still see me, but all 4 of them can't see me.
Yeah.
And if Keth, like, has any... I mean, he has a terrible passive perception, but if any of them look like casters, he wants to be out of their line of sight.
I'm going to say, Ashley, I'm going to say that the 2 here are the ones that cannot see you.
Okay, that's fair.
The 2 over here are the ones that can.
And I want to still be able to, like, if possible, see Time and Ferg. Like, if I can, like...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cool. Okay.
So many triangles.
And I end right
combat
there.
round.
Yeah.
Shadows.
Triangles are important.
It's true.
So...
Oh, yeah.
Pinball wizard.
Pinball wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Yeah. No, I was really excited. I just want to charge you up.
I want to charge you up.
You.
Billiam.
It's just whatever element I choose.
Dude, I
can use
picking up what you're putting down. I'm wearing my Z cavalry sheets, you know what I'm
So
saying?
much stepping in.
Next time.
Oh.
I'm going to
know
use
if this
myself,
isn't
but
important.
I would rather do that.
You dropped a thing.
I don't get that
I
close.
did, and it wasn't important, but I appreciate it nonetheless. It's because I
never
love
get to use it.
when people are
All the spell lines are just a minute.
essentially.
Sorry.
Okay, sorry, I'm...
Check that, but I'm going to try.
Where's my phone? There's my phone. So, I am...
Are you?
Okay.
Iron Man.
So the two people that were kind of coming and flanking you, Time, they stop suddenly, and they begin to retreat into the forest.
Cool. But the other two. Question mark?
Right when that happens, like
they look
right
ashamed?
about
Wait, the
then,
2 that can see me or the 2 who can't see me?
both.
They all go back into the forest.
Oh, both groups.
Yeah, but
okay.
you don't see one of the groups go back because obviously you can't see them as much as they can't see you. But then something else happens.
Great.
What is your AC?
10.
Oh,
Yeah, you're gonna hit me.
I am going to hit you.
That's how it works.
So,
Let's be honest here. Kids.
an arrow from a distance
Okay.
hits you for 9 points of damage.
Yeah. Dick move.
right.
And yeah, I'm actually going to say 2 more attacking you as well. So,
So many arrows? What the hell?
boom, boom. So 2 more attacks, 2 more hits. And 3 damage, and then 8 damage.
Cool, and I kept concentration on my thing all 3 times.
Okay,
Cool.
So then,
Trying to move through a wall?
no.
Oh, crap.
Oh, actually, yeah.
They're mindless. Like, wouldn't they
Yeah.
just
I know.
go?
No. So you're just basically giving me way more opportunity than I feel that I need to be gross,
Yeah.
and I love it. It's like
I
my
love you,
favorite
Bill.
thing.
It's a present.
So, have you ever seen ground beef be like
Yeah, yeah.
through
A sausage
like
grinder?
a sausage? It's like
Yeah,
well, it's like
when
the
they make
machine
ground
that
beef,
makes the ground
yeah.
beef, right?
Yeah.
That is
Meat
essentially what spills out in front of you.
Except people you used to know.
Except people that I used to know.
And people you used to know. There's dwarfs in there too.
Sorry, go.
They got put through the meat grinder.
They have been put through a meat grinder, so you don't know them anymore.
The literal meat grinder.
I can't process this.
Then from a distance, I
Excellent.
gotta think about this one. So you're essentially the closest, although you're right next to Ferg, so kind of equidistant.
Oh, damn it. Too late. No, I totally forgot about a spell I have. It's fine. Depending on those AC rolls, but it's fine.
Spells, you don't actually take any damage ever.
Yeah, basically, I'm just immortal. That's like a second level spell.
I realize bolo ties are just another thing for me to fiddle with and make noise with.
Cool with this.
Time.
Oh.
These bolts of energy. By the way, you see that those arrows are coming from the forest.
Mm-hmm. I'm like looking those directions, trying to see
basically where those the group of two are running back towards.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Gotcha.
And then you see bolts of energy being shot out on the opposite side. So where the other two guys are running back towards, these bolts of energy are shooting out towards you.
Okay.
And
This is that Michaud group, huh?
Yeah, tell me about the AC.
so one is a miss. One I got a natural one.
Cool.
Drink.
And the other one is going to be a hit with a 14.
Nope. Oh yeah, cool.
And then the third one is definitely a hit, shield or no.
Doesn't count if you don't roll in the box, Bill.
Box or bust, yeah.
I agree with that.
Your house, whatever.
The cookie? That's good.
Get the cat.
You want to split it?
Nah.
Okay, then.
Fuck your cookie.
I have a quick bonus fact for later.
You take
About elephants?
11 points of force damage.
Oh.
I got good hit points.
And I'd like you to make an intelligence check, please.
Okay. I want to roll an inspiration on that one. I rolled a 4. It was garbage. I'm going to inspire this because I really want to know this thing.
Totally.
Time was no.
You must know.
That is a 15.
A 15?
Mm-hmm.
So, do you remember a point when you were in the Kashar, and I believe that it was roughly around the time where y'all were traveling towards the Moonjaw?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it was a little bit before, and you got attacked by a group of, like, gosh, you don't even know who. But there were these energy bolts that started flashing out to you, and you...
Yeah, I remember that.
That's when we left the Moonjaw.
That's when you left the
I'm
Moonjaw?
pretty sure it was Evil Michelle.
And you actually saw Michaud's face, like, firing those off.
Mm-hmm.
These are the exact same energy bolts.
Okay.
And that's where we will end tonight.
Fuck, I had so many things to do.
Bum, bum, bum.
This is still active.
Yeah.
Write it down.
Yeah.
Because I also want to see you guys in a while, because I'll be...
I know about those energy
the
bolts.
East Coast next time.
And I was going to do a thing.
Yeah. But you absolutely
Write it down.
Ragerson.
recognize... Well, you're already raging, yeah?
Yeah. And I was last time this happened, too.
Also, keep in mind, those energy bolts are being shot from that foresty area, like over 100 feet away.
Yeah.
Do you realize both
They
times?
have the same feet as me.
Both times they've attacked us, they've gone for you first, and then me. So I think if we come back and we're both at low health, you all are going to be on your own really quick.
I mean,
Because I have 5 hit points.
I am at low health. I just took 31 points of damage in a round.
I know. What are you at? Like 6?
8.
Yeah.
No,
I'm at 5.
7. I'm at
God,
7.
you have so much health.
I'm going to play
Yeah, I know.
pinball
The fuck is wrong with
and
you?
murder
All
all
the
these
Constitution's
people
18.
really fast.
That helps. That helps a lot.
Yes.
Well, I'm excited to see how you problem solve your way out of this current predicament.
Joy, you
and,
fucking keep these fuckers alive.
and that will be let's just kind of double check our calendar here. So I do believe that the next time we are getting together is
September
the 12th.
Oh,
will you be present?
I will be on the East Coast.
Okay. Is there anyone in our circle of friends that you trust to maybe hop in and play time?
Ashley.
No. I mean, like outside.
Oh,
of
gotcha.
I'm like, but thank you. I feel a little blessed that you picked me.
You're so solid. I mean, honestly, any of you could. But I was like, I know you roll.
Way to make it awkward. That was great.
I always try to make character choices
first, and then move over.
You see me on Saturday. I go off the character.
Yes, I can think about exactly who. But,
Yeah, think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it, because I'd much rather have someone here like playing a wizard. I mean, shit. Maybe we pull Scott Brotherton in there.
I was thinking like that was one of the first places I went. So yeah, see if he's available. I think he would. I mean, he knows wizards, so
yeah. And it's summertime. He's free.
Maybe Matt could use to pick me up.
Or if
we will resume.
if you
Terra
join our
Sentia
top-tier
on
Patreon.
September 12th. In the meantime, September 5th is our second.
Oh, fuck, we're still recording.
Is our second traffic transfer session, which Will is running.
Yep.
Yes.
Anything you're excited about for this next session? Are we doing character generation?
It's just going to be character generation. We're not jumping into the jam so far. I think we are. I'm kind of excited to talk about the team because Eclipse Phase sort of system is really designed around having like a core group that has like it's far less D&D where everybody kind of like makes their own thing and it can still be like synthesized well. Sure. Where this one is just like you're gonna have like a hacker or something else like so like talking what that looks like with our newly discovered like crew of fully supported like humanity, figuring those pieces out.
Right.
I've got a few things to flesh out in the next week in terms of like more psychology and flavor, but I'm pretty jazzed about that.
And for those of you who are like just finding out about the Trappist Transfer, which is our basically our other show that's kind of gonna go back and forth on Thursdays between Terra Sentia. It is our sci-fi transhumanity sort of like humanity's first foray into space, colonizing out into the stars.
Eclipse Phase inspired like sort of world with like using those mechanics, and so it's and they get more and more Eclipse Phase style setting as time goes on. We will also see though what path we take because that's part of the journey and that we're going through several hundred years of progression.
Yeah, and so I guess why we're emphasizing that we don't want to. I guess there was a person out in internet land that was watching our first show, and they were really interested in our show, and then they found out that we weren't really doing Eclipse Phase sort of canon, like as the sort of world was created, the politics, that kind of thing, and we're just kind of doing our own thing because that's what role playing groups do. We're just having fun the way we want to have fun.
It's called Homebrew Bitches.
It's called Homebrew Bitches. And if y'all are,
my brew.
And if y'all are like in on the ride with us, that's totally fine. Cheers to that. Thanks for everyone who watched tonight. It was a pleasure having you. And we will see you next time. Peace out.
Yeah. Don't go chasing waterfalls, y'all.
And
so fun.
Outro.